Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. We missed Monday. Didn't get a chance to give you a news update. Had the wife's birthday I had to take care of. So I got bombarded by all the wife stuff that deal with that stuff. Now as we get ready to talk about Revolution in this week's wrestling news, or today's wrestling news, as we'll keep you updated daily. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you click that thumbs up. You hit that share button. To get wrestling now, we're here to bring you another great video, some wrestling news, and our aftermath from Revolution. We know there's been a lot of people out there moaning and groaning about what happened at Revolution, and we are going to talk about that. We're going to try to keep these broadcasts within the 10-minute broadcast period, the time caps, so that way it helps with the algorithm on YouTube, people's attention span. Make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to us on Facebook and get wrestling now. Don't wait, get it now. We got lots of great videos and great content for you on both channels. So let's talk about Sunday's pay-per-view from All Elite Wrestling, AEW. We had a good pay-per-view, bad ending, good pay-per-view. A lot of people are bitching about the whole damn event over a botch at the end, and botch lives matter. But botches happen. It's wrestling. Things happen at live events. Now I'm sure AEW is going to try to figure out a way to include this into a storyline, because unlike the other company that doesn't give a damn and tries to insult our intelligence, AEW at least puts effort into making storylines matter. Where the wrestling community is splitting depending on which company you like the most. We see the WWE fans telling the AEW fans that they should cry now or laugh later, all that, you know the cliche. My point is, the matter is they feel like they got a one-up shit, a one-upman show because of a mishap on Sunday. But my eyes been watching for the past 11 years on Monday Night Raw. Part of the reason why I can't do a proper show on Monday night is because the show sucks every week, including the shit they played last night on Monday Night Raw. The hell was that? I'm so glad I didn't waste 3 of my damn precious hours of my life to watch that shit that they're over there producing in WWE. Oh, you can watch the YouTube clips and get enough, and just what the hell is this? We're going to talk about Revolution for a quick moment, as it was a hell of a pay-per-view. I personally enjoyed the events, the matches. I liked a lot about the event. I liked the tag match. I enjoyed that match, the number 1 contenders tag team title match. I enjoyed the ending of that match. It looked like for a minute that Jungle Boy might have won, which was my prediction, was the Jurassic Express to win the ladder match, but it did not. It was Pac and Phoenix, which is fine by me. Who's gonna cry over Young Bucks versus Pac and Phoenix match? I don't think anybody's gonna cry about that. So at least AEW knows the type of matches that its audience wouldn't mind seeing, unlike that other company, okay? Every match in that pay-per-view, in my opinion, either ended a story or continued on to a story that made us give a damn. The spoiler that everybody was disappointed in, of course, was Christian Cage. The ladder match spoiler, the surprise entrance, was Ethan Page. So we had a Page and a Cage. Then we got 2 pages, 2 cages in AEW. I guarantee you AEW will make something out of that too. Of course, we're going to have our cornet butt sniffers that are going to try to trash every little thing that AEW does. AEW in 2 years has been more recognized in the last 2 years than any other up and new coming company has even tried. A lot of people are bitching about the Christian signing, but they don't understand that ever since the Sting signing, the old school fans now look at AEW as a place that is competition to WWE because there's familiar faces. A lot of the old wrestling fans that haven't watched wrestling since WWE has basically made them horrified to even watch Raw or SmackDown. And maybe for a glimpse second while watching TNT and watching a basketball game, they might have seen an AEW ad and then they seen Sting and said, oh, what is this? So now they may see some familiar faces, Big Show, Christian, Sting, which I believe AEW needed. Not only does the familiar faces help with television, I believe it helps with merchandise and solidifies the fact that AEW can print out a ton of Sting t-shirts and Sting merch and etc. And they will sell because it's Sting. AEW is doing no different than what WWE's been doing for the past 20 years, besides probably by the sounds of listening to the wrestlers, showing the legends more respect than WWE has. WWE has, with you could look at China, just seems to be using you as a money pit. They really don't care about you. So for that, I have to give a thumbs up for AEW for that. And I believe it's smart on both ends for merch. And when people look at television and they see Sting, some familiar faces, it may grab their attention. The difference between AEW and TNA, which people are trying to now make comparisons about now, are that none of those guys are world champions right now. The world champions are still the guys the company is focused on, in that company from the beginning. So AEW Revolution, at the end of the main event, you had Moxley and Kenny Omega in the explosion match, and they had a dud at the end of the match, which sucks. It didn't go off right, and it looked bad for Eddie Kingston, who sat there and played it all, acted it all out. You could tell he didn't recognize that the explosion didn't actually happen, so it looked bad. Everybody here. But again, AEW's had a dud before, and they fixed it. So I have faith that the writing team will come together and figure out a way how to fix this darn thing. So they had a dud. I'm excited for Dark tonight. Make sure you guys are going to watch AEW Dark on YouTube tonight. I'll be watching it. You can check Get Wrestling Now. Sometimes we be in the comment section chatting with y'all over there too. So make sure you subscribe to us over at YouTube, Get Wrestling Now. We're going to talk about today's news real quick before we close out, because I guess we got to get through today's wrestling news, and there's really nothing to talk about Raw because Raw was dull. Outside of Bobby Lashley's entrance, the rest of the show was just horrible. We have an update, well, not a news update, but my update on Apollo Crews on a gimmick change. Oh, the ignorance in this Apollo Crews gimmick change. How ignorant. I want with the Buddha, I am a warrior, and I come from Wakanda, and I don't like that you don't respect me. Big E, I would want to Intercontinental. Is this the reverse Kofi Kingston? I'm quite confused. He's running around with a spear. Enough said. Then this awkward Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon incident from Monday Night Raw. How else can you ruin the easiest man to book? It's a monster. He comes down the ring, he destroys everybody. Anybody who gets in his way, he destroys. In the Royal Rumble, like with Yokozuna and other big men, you may need 10 to 11 guys to beat up on him to get him out of the ring, even though this guy's in top-notch shape. No, this doesn't make sense. Let's have him dumb as bricks. Let's embarrass him. This WWE McMahon booking that they do, ever since they couldn't use Stone Cold and a few other people to carry the McMahon storyline from the 90s, especially once you got to the mid-2000s, and they kept trying to force feed us this McMahon family. Well, here's more McMahon family. Oh, the McMahon control family. Oh, McMahon family. Ever since this McMahon debacle, the writing has got worse, the TV stuff has gotten worse, and it's just taken the focus off on the big superstar wrestlers that we were treated to in the 90s. And now it's just like, these guys are just workers. They put on suits, they know their damn roles, and shut their mouths, as The Rock would say back in the day. And I believe this is hence why it's hard for them to create superstars the way it is, because at the end of the day in WWE, the McMahons, including Triple H, are bigger than everybody else. And that should never be the case when you're booking a wrestling show. Your wrestlers are the stars. So we have AEW Dark tonight, NXT tomorrow before they move to Tuesday soon. WWE is gone so bonkers that WWE wrestlers are now on Twitter arguing with rappers. Shows you where their focus is in. Even Randy Orton and the rest of y'all. So we have Dark tonight. We have NXT Wednesday, Dynamite Wednesday. I'll be excited to see what happens on Dynamite Wednesday. We will talk more on Dynamite tomorrow, so make sure you're tuned in, subscribe, make sure you're sharing, make sure you're commenting. This is Get Wrestling Now, and we will see you next show. Make sure you're subscribed to us on Facebook. Make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube.